Welcome back to we still ain't named this. He's just kicking it right now until we figure it out.
Just kicking it. I think we should just rock with that.
Yeah, maybe just stay with just kicking it.
Yeah, what's going on? What's going
Man,
on?
I'm good, man. I'm good, man. Dude, soccer right now is, I don't know about for anybody else, but it's like super exciting right now. I don't know if it was because of the pandemic or what.
Yeah, it's so much going on, man. It's honestly kind of hard to keep up with because the traditional time periods are off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so everybody's playing at the same time. Like,
yeah,
you gotta have the TV
on,
your phone on, because I saw you with your phone. You got you gotta have three things going on.
No, exactly.
And the picture ain't popping no more like back in the day. You know, they had the picture going on the big TVs.
Like you need more than that. You need multiple.
That's what I said. You need
devices,
4 of them.
Man.
You need to have all 4 leagues going.
Easily, man.
Yeah, man. So EPL Liverpool, man, locks it on up finally last week.
Man, incredible, man. I'm happy to see it, man. The soccer.
I mean, y'all did it. Y'all did it for them.
Hey, listen, we were in a rebuild, so let them have their shine. I had to be honest. I have a certain level of hatred for your club, so it's just always a blessing.
No, it's literally like the Royal Rumble, though, dog. It's like 5 clubs that everybody just don't like nobody else.
Right, and you have your conflicts with who you have your conflicts.
And there's no allies, though. It's like every man for themselves. There's no allies.
But even hate, there's a pecking order in the hate where I can be happy for Liverpool out of my extreme.
And I can't be happy for Liverpool at all. Like I can't.
Yeah.
Because your main hatred is for Arsenal, right? Yours is Arsenal, right?
Well, in London, yes, but just overall, I just
it's
really
more
hate Manchester United because of the legacy of success. You know what I mean? Like.
But your traditional rival, hardcore rival, is Arsenal, though. Right? I mean, just in general, like.
Oh yeah. I mean, local rivalry for sure. But just the fact of how you guys dominated the league for such a long period of time, every season is a losing season for my club. My childhood, basically, with you guys.
I mean, it's basically kind of like how basketball was for a long time, man. Like where now it's kind of more wide open. Where it's like, okay, I mean, who?
Yeah,
are they gonna make the finals? Well, it was Boston, LA
Lakers,
back in the day. Yep.
Exactly.
That whole decade, you got to think that whole decade. That was Boston, LA, that whole 80s.
Man. Right. So, how are you a Pacers fan? You know what I mean? During that time period.
I mean, I guess the Bulls would be in the 90s, but I felt like there was other competitive teams that would pop up. In the 80s, it was just Boston, LA.
Really? Exactly. Or even think about when you go even beyond that farther back. I mean, how Boston really dominated.
Oh, yeah, 10 years.
The Russell days. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bob Cousy and Russell.
Exactly. Hour back.
So it's good to see. I mean, I hated Liverpool getting it, man, but I think it's good for the competitiveness of the league and the visuality, because Liverpool is the Cubs of soccer.
Yeah, well, yes and no.
You don't think so? Like the way their fans are, like.
Well, no. I mean, after Manchester United, they won it the second most times. It's just.
But they ain't won it like 30 years.
That's it. Now, that you can relate to that Cubs experience, man. But I mean, no, they have a very unique fan base. They have their supreme rivals, and Everton right down the road.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a basically inner city, rivalry. And so I'm kind of happy for it, man. And then just the talent, man, and the style of play. That's really what's important. They put the ball in the net. They share the ball. It's the beautiful game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, they play at the highest level where you even though I hate Liverpool, you want to watch a Liverpool game, though, just because what they're going to bring out there.
It's going to be a good watch for 90 minutes.
Yeah. Just like Man City to me, too, though. Man City's like that to me as well. I mean,
on the field.
And it's actually sad that Man City actually did not win this league. They have, go look at their roster. They have 8 forwards, dog. Literally that can start on anybody else's squad.
Yeah. And the kind of money that's being spent, you know what I mean? The quality of the facilities, the coaching staff. I mean, that's why it's so incredible when these teams, when they don't do what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, literally, 8 people. Do they run out 8 people at you? Literally, you be like, man, they got Marvin stuff. I forgot. I thought they damn, they got
their third string.
Dude, they lost Sane and they ain't tripping. They just lost Sane to Bayern. They ain't tripping. Okay.
You got more where he came from.
Yeah, and then they got cats coming up from the lower league. I'm like, come on, man.
Right.
But
right?
like you said, because
And
they're
it's
owned by
almost
like an oil company, right? They own like the oil barons, right?
they're one of those Indian sheiks.
Mm.
Yeah. One of the Middle Eastern
Is
guys
that why they
owns
changed
that.
the name to the Etihad? Is because of him?
No, I think that's one of their other businesses that they own. They
Oh, so,
own
okay. I was
that
like,
and the Etihad, that's one like what a major airline over for serving in the Middle East.
right. What
So
is
they
that's
own that.
funny though, because you think about here in the States, like you would sponsor that name, but you like, no, we got enough paper. I'm gonna name it after my company.
Yeah.
We ain't
Oh
gonna
yeah.
sponsor that. Ain't no FedEx
No,
Field. What do you mean? This is Thigpen Field.
put it up there. Yeah.
So what do you
Yeah.
think about for next year? Like, do you think Liverpool can repeat next year, man?
I think they're in a good position to do it. I mean, I don't feel like they're really losing nothing. Age-wise, nobody's really aging out of their prime right now. So, I mean, if everybody stays healthy, and I feel like they always continue to scout too. They do a pretty decent job of scouting. I've seen like some of the backups that they brought in. That Japanese guy they brought in from the Bundesliga. He's not top notch, going to be a game changer, but he's not a major drop off if somebody's injured or somebody's out with a red card. So I just feel like they got the troops and definitely the coaching staff, man, like Jurgen Klopp, the kind of energy, the focus, and the, again, the quality of the play on the pitch. Those things stay in position, man. I think they got absolutely a good chance of repeating. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think they will, man. And man, I think it's not going to be as big as this margin, but I think it's going to be them and Man City. Like, I don't see like unless something amazing happens in the offseason. Like, I mean, Man City is just stupid with it, dude. Like, look at their midfield, Rodri and De Bruyne. I'm just like, come on, man. Like, this is an international squad. Like,
oh, absolutely.
Same thing with Liverpool, though. I mean, dude, they running 10 defenders at you off the bench. I mean, on the defensive side.
They got so many quality players, man. But that's funny that you say that. So you don't really think that Manchester United has a real legitimate chance?
I mean, I think we can pop them, but I don't think we don't have depth, man. We ain't got depth. I mean, we're getting there with depth. I mean, but we got Phil Jones coming off the bench still. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got, Mata still coming off the bench. I mean.
That's funny.
We're great up front. We great for 75.
I hate to dump on your boys, but I saw a funny clip, man. Maguire, he's a $80 million defender that he brought in, a year ago, 2 years ago?
Yeah, he's our captain.
He's supposed to be top notch, not only, starter for Manchester United, right?
Yeah.
He's on the national team. He starts for England. And I mean, he just got like some dude nutmegged him and fired the ball into like the upper right-hand corner and scored this incredible goal this week. And it's like for $80 million.
You talking about the one he went between his legs, right? When he went between his legs.
Yeah, he just nutmegged him. 5 holes. I'm like, this is incredible. That's an $80 million defender.
The problem with Maguire is he tries to do too much on the offensive end, dude. He scores goals though. Like he be trying to be up there in the mix.
Yeah.
But I don't need you to be in the mix. That's why I love Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka be like, yo, I'm just gonna lock down this right side. If I get a goal, like he almost had a goal in that game, and that was his first goal ever.
Defend first, man, especially like a center back.
And that's Maguire's problem, and he's in the center.
Exactly. Like that's schoolboy. That's what you see in a schoolboy game, not an $80 million professional, man.
But I think that's if we get another back, though, I think it'll balance him out, man, because Lindelof has been playing well on his other side, and Wan-Bissaka's been playing well, and Shaw's been doing a decent job. But if we get another back there, Maguire can do his thing, and we can maybe, he can do his scoring thing on that side.
And I mean, we all make mistakes, and that was a mistake, but that was just incredible. I mean, I thought of you immediately when I saw
it. It was horrible, man. And I mean, we have some real defensive problems because the hair has been killing me, man. Like, I mean,
it's incredible.
Because we got Henderson down over at Sheffield killing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm cool with going to pull. I'm cool with pulling the plug on him in the Europa League. Like, you know what?
I didn't want to turn this into a Manchester United segment.
No, it's fine. We talk about EPL. So we're going to get into Chelsea in a second with this beatdown for Sheffield in a second.
But, back to my other point, though. I mean, you may not believe that your team legitimately has a chance next year, but I believe what I'm seeing Chelsea putting together right now, I absolutely believe we have an opportunity. Now we need everything to, fall in line,
Of
the
course.
stars to kind of
But they
align
see that's
for
my
us. But
thing
I
though.
feel,
Liverpool and Man City don't need the stars align. I feel like. I feel
hey man,
I feel like this. The stars are there.
I mean, yes, that's true, and I recognize that. But I mean, it's David and Goliath situation. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So it's like you gotta believe.
I mean, I think the team that's going to fall off the most is going to be Leicester City by far.
Yeah, they're looking at a rebuild. I mean, their best players are in their early mid 30s now. So it's
Vardy to me gets a lot of junk goals, don't he? Doesn't he feel like I've watched he gets a lot of junk
as of
goals.
late, he is a clinical finisher though. I mean, if you give him an opportunity, he'll put it in the back of the net. And I mean, back in the day, he had a lot more pace in his game. I mean, that was really what his he could get into positions because of pace, but he's very clinical. But I don't see him as the same striker that's going to hold you an entire season. Absolutely
Because
not.
he's had to be mid-30s too, right?
Oh yeah, he's got to be 33, maybe 34ish.
And then
Definitely.
Tielemans is like 30-something as well, right?
Yeah, I think he's a bit younger, but he's not enough, man. He's not enough. I mean, he's a solid player, but he's not a playmaker.
So they're gonna have a rebuild. It's gonna be. I think it's us, y'all, Man City and Liverpool. I mean, who do you think could come? You think? I mean, do you really trust Wolves or something like that to really be? I mean, do you really trust Wolves? Like, I'm just saying. And I know. I was arguing with one of my guys from work. He was like, because he's a Wolves dude. I was like, man, you just don't trust that jersey. Like, and over time, like.
No,
We're not
never,
gonna let a
never.
Leicester City win the championship ever again in this ever again. This is never gonna happen ever again.
That was a hell of a story for Leicester City, but
Right,
man,
but I'm
I
saying,
can't.
is the league gonna let that ever happen again? It's a whole
I
like
don't. I don't think so. But again, that's just what I'm saying. The stars align kind of situation. It is possible, but I mean, like they say, that's why they play the games. That's why
right.
you play the game.
So I mean, do you think a Wolves can come up into the top 4 situation for next year?
As it looks right now, I'd say no.
Yeah, I mean,
I wouldn't put my money on it. Would you?
no. Honestly, I would put more money on Sheffield jumping in. To be honest,
Even that, it's hard for me to.
right? Because we can get Henderson back too, though. We get Henderson back from loan, so that they're gonna.
And it's the off season too. I mean, that's what a lot of us, who stays, who goes, new coaches. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be a lot of movement, man, and that's gonna make it very interesting.
I mean, Man City, with Man U, man, we just got to get depth, man. Like, because we finna get this Jadon Sancho thing popping. We're going to have the best midfield in Europe. In Europe.
Yeah, I like that you really believe it's gonna happen, man.
Who's got to have a better midfield than us?
That Chelsea midfield looks incredible.
No,
I mean,
impossible. No, impossible.
What? that Chelsea. That
You're not
whole
messing with
Chelsea.
Pogba, Fernandez, Sancho?
I don't think it works out. Who's the defensive holding midfielder? There's not anybody really that's going to do that, man. Like that Chelsea midfield is very, very well balanced, young, creative, pace. I like it.
We don't need it when we putting up 5 pieces on everybody every game. That's what we putting up 5 pieces.
It won't last.
I got 5 on it, man. That's gonna be our new songs. I got 5 on it because we're the only undefeated team in Europe right now. Period. Since the comeback, and we're the only team to win every game except for the first game by 3 goals or more.
We've seen this before, man. Spurts.
But you kept saying it before. We ain't on spurts. We finna take y'all spot this week. Y'all already Sheffield United already put in work for us.
It was a rough day today, man. I know. Don't let that score line fool you, though, man.
Oh no! I watched part of the game before we started, man. No. Y'all had control of the ball 80% to 20%.
Man, rough day, man. Rough day.
Now, I do want to talk about Pulisic, though, man. Do you think he's that positioning himself to be like that American dude like that? Like he is positioning himself to be that dude.
He has it. He has it all there. But I mean, what we've seen most recently, the performance. It looks like we're moving in the right direction. I would definitely say, and everything like you're saying is prime. I mean, from like a marketing standpoint, being that American golden boy and everything that comes along with it, it's all there for him on a platter. but he's got to perform, man, to keep his name in high regard over there in that English Premier League. That's the critical component. He's got to be a guaranteed starter on a club like Chelsea in London, and then, man, he's the LeBron of it.
Do you think he's got to perform in international too to really take it there too, right?
Absolutely, on the international scene, and I think they definitely gonna be really looking pretty closely to
Oh,
make him the
they're gonna be pretty because you see Claudio Reyna sign in the
I
Bundes.
didn't. I know you had sent me
hey, that dude. Hey, you only 17.
Oh wow, I gotta check him
and
out.
He's starting, and then you got the other dude. I forgot the Bayern Munich's dude from the U.S. too.
Man, name on the tip of my tongue. Yeah, I was just watching him. Man, he was just his season's over. He ended the season as a champion. So
yeah.
You know what I mean.
He's the first U.S. Champion of the German Bundesliga, right?
Yeah. Yep, I believe. Well, let me think.
I thought somebody was saying that. I thought I read that somewhere.
I think that's true. Yeah, that's true. I was thinking Brian McBride for a minute, but no, I think that is true.
Yeah, since we're talking about the Bundesliga, I mean, basically, it's basically Bayern Munich to lose. I mean, they just picked up Sane too. Now, like,
man, they got the money. They got everything on that club, man. That's basically the Manchester City of Germany.
Yeah, I mean, but it's like nobody else want to play. I mean, like, if you're gonna go to Germany, you're gonna play for Bayern, basically.
I mean, that's the best place to be.
Why you gonna go? Honestly. Why would you go to Dortmund unless you're young and you're trying to, develop?
Exactly, and that's just to get to the next level for another major payday.
Yep, yep. The same thing. RB is turning in there too. It looks like.
Oh yeah, feeder club, development club.
Yeah,
and that's important. That's important. You need those.
Yeah, like I mean, and this is something you could break down to me even more though, since I've been just reading about it. Some teams strive to be that just feeder club, just make paper off of being a feeder club.
You have to be legitimate with what your capabilities and resources are from the get-go. And that's where, now you can kind of get in where you fit in. Like, we're not going to be one of those teams that's constantly competing on the highest of levels. But what we can be is a highly dependable, highly competitive feeder club that's giving these young stars, that we've identified, the time, the starts to really play the game. And now, once you really kind of take that diamond and shine it up a bit, now it's time to go sell it off for top profit and repeat the process. And so that's what you're seeing there. And, Ajax is the original feeder club. Multiple, clubs around the world have said, looked at that model and said, yeah, we're not going to ever be Manchester City. We're never going to be Real Madrid, but we could be, Ajax of Austria. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we definitely could. And so,
maybe we can pop somebody in the we don't make the Champions League. Maybe we can get in there in that tournament scenario and pop some couple of people and make it.
Just like they doing here in the U.S. too, because I mean, now you're in the Champions League, you're getting that TV contract money, so there's perks of playing that game overall. You know what I mean? And money to be made, most importantly.
Yeah, because Ajax almost won last year. I mean, if it wasn't for Spurs.
Oh yeah, they'll go on a run. I mean, because especially when they amassing that much of youth talent, again, stars align, and maybe that's the name of this episode. When the stars align, for those type of things, they go on a run.
So let's jump into La Liga, man. Real Madrid looks like they've locked it up another year. And I won't say no names because that's not, but I feel like it's all eights. Like, if that makes sense. Like, there's not, they don't have that guy that's on the front of the poster.
Right. A lot of solid eights. I like that. I think that's a good way of putting it. And they got a lot of young talent. And they also dealing with a lot of headaches.
Yeah, I know. I mean, Zidane down there wilding.
Yeah, I think he's gonna bring his son in there next if he has his way. But I mean, look at it like a Gareth Bale. He's on so much money. I saw they had a picture of him in the newspaper. He's at the game. There's no fans. He got his mask over his eyes, sitting in the stands.
They ain't even playing him. That's just, they don't even play Bale, dog.
And the kind of money that he's on, incredible.
But I mean, and nobody's gonna buy him. They're not gonna be able to. Nobody's gonna pick him up.
No, you can't get a return on that kind of investment. There's no upside. You know what I mean? Another player aging.
Yeah, because Bale's got to be early 30s too, right?
Yeah, he is. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like just dead weight on the books. You know what I mean? Go train with the kids. I'm surprised they haven't said that to him yet.
Then we look at Barca, who seem like they've fallen apart. I mean, Griezmann's talking about he won out. You know, he balled out the other game a couple of games ago, but he was talking about he won out. You know, now he's not getting his tick. They just traded Arthur to Juventus.
Yeah, I
And
saw
we were talking
that.
about that. And you said they were just done with him. And you sent to me like they was just done with him.
Yeah, yeah, no, the writing was on the wall. He was one of those, supposed to be, that never
The Eric
really panned
Lindros.
out.
We talking about the Eric Lindros syndrome.
Exactly, that's a good analogy. And man, it's rough to see Barca, man. They used to be one of the crown jewels of La Liga consistently. Especially that Messi brand, and
Mm-hmm.
and again, talk about brand of football. The beautiful game was being played. It's just a shell of their former selves now,
I
man.
mean,
Like I
so
really don't
Suarez
know.
is getting older too, right? Suarez is getting older in the tooth as well, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, he's got to be on that 34, 35 kind of
So,
clip.
so their
He's
whole
that.
front line is 30, basically. If you're talking about Griezmann's
Uh,
like 31, I think, and then
yeah, 31,
Messi and
32.
wow. So
Yeah.
do you see Barca falling off, or do you think they got somebody in the back end that
I mean,
ready?
they always got a lot of talent. I mean, they're one of those teams that does a really good job of scouting. So I would never count them out, but are they ready? I still feel like there's a time period of rebuild, and I feel like that writing's on the wall. What do you think? And I know you had something on
Yeah,
Messi.
Messi, man. So Messi's the rumors that Messi's gone next year.
How you feel about that?
Where does he go? Like, I mean, it's one of those things of like, unless he's
Hey,
gonna take a significant pay cut.
isn't the world your oyster in that kind of situation?
Are you saying because he's gonna be a straight free agent, he can really do whatever you're saying, basically?
Absolutely. Yeah,
Does
he
he
can
does
write
he
his own.
link up with Ronaldo and we gonna have
No,
this
no,
award
no.
tour though? Like,
No, they're not even friends. There's no reason
I
to.
said,
There's no reason.
do you know how much money could be made?
I don't think it's about money at this point. He's got everything, man. I mean, it's not about money. I don't believe it's about money. I
You know,
mean,
I,
not the
I mean, I
kind of
guess the only
money.
thing left he's got needs is the World Cup. That's the only thing he's got that he needs, right?
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, I think that's where other options start to become attractive. Like if you go to Asia, I mean, he's already a global superstar. But just imagine how huge he would be in Asia. Like if he was playing in China somewhere. I mean, that would
Does
just
he come in and saying like I need a piece of the team, but like I need 15% of the squad too, and
yeah.
my fee?
Ownership, right? And I think that's good for like just China, for example. That's great for them as a league to say we have Messi as a part owner of the Shanghai Tigers or
Yeah,
whoever it is. You know what I mean? And I think the same thing is for MLS. I mean, where they can say, listen, this is the contract, but really the back end money is the marketing, the endorsements, and what we're going to do for your family members as well. Who knows how many businesses they get popping off of his cachet.
because like they're talking about Inter Miami is the one that's the outside shot for MLS.
That's interesting, man. I think that he goes to wherever the largest Argentine U.S. nationality base is, and I would assume that's probably on somewhere on the coast. I don't think that's the Miami area, but I think what's the connection there is that's basically the game plan to how you would get Messi is sell him on the David Beckham plan,
That's what I was
where
saying. That was my next question to you. That was gonna be my next
go to the
question.
big market, but we're going to give you your own club and ownership on the back end.
Like, does Messi if Messi came to MLS, would it be bigger than when Beckham came? You think?
I think so. I think so. Yeah, it's hard to say.
I guess because it's a different time, MLS has gotten more cachet now, so maybe it's bigger because people are paying attention more. David Beckham was known by everybody because of what he's known for, modeling, that area. But sports wise, maybe Messi will be bigger.
It's hard. It's hard to say. I mean, I would think that there's a larger English population in the U.S.
Yeah,
versus an Argentinian population in the U.S. I would just assume. You know what I mean? But Beckham, I mean, Beckham was on Manchester United, one of your
yeah,
clubs
yeah.
in the world. And Messi coming from Barcelona, large as well. You can say they're equal in name recognition globally. So it's a really interesting, very similar parallel, I think. But also to your point, being in a different time, I think now it's even easier for people on the other side of the world to now tune into the MLS. The
Right.
kid in Korea can watch MLS. The kid in South Africa, it's very easy now to watch MLS. Where
Like
where they
where did
can't.
MLS come on when Beckham was in the? I mean, maybe what Fox 2 on a special Saturday, every other Saturday, something like
Yeah,
that.
man,
Like
you would get lucky and be able to catch, like Fox Sports West every once in a while. Univision was really back in the day where I would definitely catch it. Telemundo, but now you got it off in mute unless your Spanish game is up
right,
to par. But visuals, that's how I was rocking it back in the day. I have Nas playing in the background.
right.
You know what I mean?
And then the last option for Messi, they're saying him going back to Argentina.
And that's always, I mean,
To
he's
Boca
got
Boys, to
there
Boca
already.
Boys, to Boca Boys.
Yeah, and that's definitely a
Because
viable
didn't
option.
who did that? Didn't somebody else do that? Who was it? The other legend. Madonna did that, right?
Maradona did
Maradona, yeah,
that.
Maradona.
You see that pretty often. I mean, even my boy Willian from Chelsea right now, his contract's up, and he's basically saying, "I'll just go back to Brazil. I'm God there." You know what I
Oh,
mean?
he's talking about
So,
going back to Brazil.
oh yeah. I mean, because of the payday, they'll pay him top dollar. So if it's about money, and then just being back home and having that cliche, man, of just being the man in your hometown. You know what I
But I'm
mean?
saying, does Messi think bigger? I mean, they say Messi's real low key, he's real quiet, you know.
Yeah, I don't think that necessarily excites him. That's why I think the U.S. becomes a real attractive package for him because the MLS ownership angle, and then just what the U.S. can do for his family in general. I know he's like a family oriented guy. I mean, think if your brother can get a business, your second cousin can start a business. You want to do that in the U.S. You know what I
Yeah.
mean, for longevity.
I mean, and then let's go to Barcelona. Like, what must be going on for him to be even considering leaving Barcelona? Like,
Well, it's been Eric Abidal is kind of like the club's general manager, and
mm-hmm.
so he's of African descent, and there's just been a lot of bumping the heads from management and the players. You know what I mean? And how the team is not really um, reloaded, so to speak. I think, Messi's starting to feel that pressure. I mean, he's still performing at a higher level, but I know it's got to be more difficult, at this point. And then for the management to really talk so poorly about the players, where the management's been attacking the players. So I think that conflict is now where it says, okay, this one's run its course. Maybe it's time to go a different direction.
yeah. So then, let's get into MLS, man. MLS season's kicking back off with the comeback cup or the challenge cup or
Yep.
something like that. So
Yeah.
their
So
teams have dropped out already though because of COVID.
Man, unfortunate, man. But yeah, what do you do? I guess you got to go home, man. Go quarantine.
Yeah.
That's all you can do. Not that either one of those clubs really had a chance.
Anyway, they was like, man, we was just here anyway just to collect the check.
Yeah, basically. I mean, it's important for these guys. You only live once. You don't get this time back, so I get it. That's tough.
And you
Sure.
brought on the topics, man, and it's something that definitely people would be interested in talking about it. MLS approving private equity financing.
Yeah. So, Commissioner Don Garber, he was being interviewed recently, since the league just popped back off with the first game. And, one of the things that he mentioned kind of in his state of address is that the league is extremely close, not official yet, but extremely close to allowing what they're calling private equity. And private equity, just for those of you guys out there who don't know, is a form of risk capital investment. Essentially, it's provided from an outside market. And so it essentially allows anyone who wants to buy into a business or revitalize a company, you would do this sort of investment if you want to try to turn a profit by expanding a company's cash flow for a given period of time, which is going to increase the overall profitability of said organization, and then selling that for a profit. And I mean, so long story short, to recap that, the reason why they've stayed away from this from a long time is because now you only have a fair weather investor. You have an investor that's there for the good times and to make money and to be gone, not in a long time investor where I want to grow an organization and allow it to have deep roots, to be a
Yeah.
historical franchise, long time, perspective.
So how do you
And I
think
think
that's going
that's,
to affect MLS going forward?
well, I think you're seeing some of that, and they're saying that basically that's essentially what your Kevin Durant's doing now. Is looking at it.
Okay.
You know, he's really big in the tech companies and
Mm-hmm.
really big in investment. And this is what he's using now, as an additional investment, a financial revenue stream. So I think that's important, man. I think that's potentially good for the league to really grow it. And maybe this is, back to Messi connecting some dots. Maybe this private equity is how you finance a Messi and bring him to you.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying with the angle with that. And I can see some cats in Miami that's got some paper down there being like, yeah, well, let's get this Miami team off the ground and
Oh
pop
yeah,
with it.
that'd be incredible, wouldn't it? I
Yeah,
mean, think about it. That Latino community, man. I
that's
think
what I'm
they'd all
saying.
fall in. Oh man, that could be rocking. And
So,
how
so
good would that be for the MLS to, jewel like Messi in a place like Miami?
and if you won't get them too bad, it's not like when Pele came here where it was like real back. You at least get maybe 2 good years of Messi. Even Beckham came
Exactly.
super late.
Yeah, he did. He did super late, and you're right. The timing is perfect if you can pull this off right now. I think you get 2 years of him at an extremely high level, but with his IQ, soccer IQ, I think you get a 5-year run out of him if you
Oh,
want
you
to.
saying
Easy.
because of the league itself, you can get 5 out of him.
Oh yeah, because of his IQ in this league, I think it'll be
He
easy.
said in this
I think
league.
I think the game is going to be so much slower to him. You know what I mean?
He said it's gonna slow down like slow motion.
Yeah. It's like you hooping with your daughter, man. Like this is easy. I don't need the super fast crossover. Easy, man.
He said this is easy. So we got one email concerning MLS and Messi. This one's coming from this one is from Tim Perkins. He says, question for you all on the Just Kicking It podcast. How big would MLS have a steal if they could get Messi and CR7?
Oh, you want to go first? Want me to go first?
I mean, I go, man. I mean, that's a I think would Europe want to block that almost where it'd be like a thing like we ain't gonna y'all can't do this. Or would they not care because they're so much older?
I mean, it's truly, that's the thing about soccer, man. It's truly a free market. So
Yeah.
I don't, money
You can't block
talks.
me.
You can't block. I mean, you can't
No, I'm
block.
talking about this coming in, somebody that's coming in with a duffel bag, like, yo, we gonna give you 30% of I'm just saying random wonder luck club that's at third level.
Wherever they go, they're going to get a big payday, and these guys already have long paper. These guys have been filthy, rotten rich for a long time. So additional money, I don't think impresses them. I think quality of life and opportunities is what impressed them. Those are the things that they can go obtain that they don't currently have. And I think the U.S. is a prime, location to provide those things. But you start to see, like I said, you can't rule out China. You can't rule out what some of these Middle Eastern guys will do. You know what I mean? Like, could you imagine if Messi popped up in Abu Dhabi League somewhere? You know what I mean?
He'll be down there 10 years.
Maybe they're building some islands for him, and going to give him some crazy, Dubai style resort island. Where it's bigger than the game. It's about the other long term opportunities. But to answer his question, man, which is a really good question, I get the vibe, just my gut, that Cristiano Ronaldo wouldn't be impressed by living in the U.S. I
But the
think
funny thing is
actually,
that he would fit in the most and and be able to really like get it in here though. Like people would love him here with his style.
I mean, he fits what, Hollywood. You see
That's
him
what
in
I'm
Southern
talking about, dude.
California.
Think about him on the LA Galaxy or LA FC or something.
I,
He
I get the vibe from him where he's snobbish, where he would see
That's why it would be
LA.
even better. That's my point.
No, I don't see it,
Him
man.
sitting out hanging out with a Ben Affleck or something at the club, like I mean,
Yeah,
I
it's
couldn't see
possible.
Messi hanging out though, kicking it. You know what I mean? Like, but CR7 to be out in them streets.
You can totally be right
I mean,
on that, man.
CR7 got like 4 baby moms.
Did he do artificial insemination or
Right, but it
something?
was crazy though. But like, no, you don't even know who the chick is though. He just showed up with his baby. Like,
But hey, listen, if I had a lady that looked like his lady, I don't think I would mess that up with a
but he
CD.
does have two other kids by two other women though too.
Yeah, yeah, he's on that Michael Jackson program.
But
You know what I mean? They just signed some paperwork and got a check. That's it.
and he don't even know who they are though. That's the crazy thing. Like, yo, like.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, it's all about preserving his lady. That's what that's about. You know what I mean?
You can see him being.
He could easily had kids with her.
You couldn't see him being on the. You see how Zlatan, how big Zlatan got though, being on the Galaxy. Think about CR7 up in there.
Yeah, man. I guess I can see it. I wouldn't rule it out. I wouldn't rule it out.
And then you can make it even spicier and put Messi on LAFC and just really have him go at it.
Oh wow, that would be incredible. That really would.
Or even I don't think somewhere like, I know Seattle and Portland have a big rivalry, but I don't see them fitting in like a place like that, or like it's got to be like, I don't even see them fitting in New York. It's got to be like a Miami. It's really only 3 clubs, really, Miami and the 2 LA ones, really.
You gotta have that Latino, that Latino Hispanic population. But yeah, the Portland, Seattle, I think the market's too small. You know what I mean?
I don't even think New York would even work, or DC even, right? Maybe Atlanta. You think? Oh, maybe Atlanta.
Maybe Atlanta. Maybe a Houston could pull it off. Maybe.
Oh yeah. And just had the whole Texas down, and then have one go to Dallas, one go to Houston.
I don't know. I don't know if you do it that way. I think you would take advantage of your largest market
and just send them to LA. Just send them both to LA.
You pretty much have to.
Because then you just have a tour with both of them to all the other teams, getting paper on every other. Like,
you sell out everywhere. It'll be a traveling circus. True.
It'll be like, remember that movie with Billy D. Williams, Bingo Long, and the Traveling All Stars, or it'd be like they went to all.
Oh yeah, and I mean they have an international, media, party following them for sure. Absolutely.
All right, man. Champions League draw came out, man.
What you think of it?
I think it's real. I mean, if my first initial thought was it was set up for PSG to go to the finals, but more if I looked at it and I thought about Atletico Madrid and they did pop Liverpool, it's maybe not as easy as it just visually looking at just seeing the names of the teams. At first, you're like, right. Damn, PSG gonna walk through it. Man, but Atletico gonna put that defense on you.
I've never been good at calling Champions League. I gotta be real with myself, man. It's like a roll of the dice, Like you looking at the names on paper, and you start feeling like you should be able to call it. But I mean, anything can happen. And like some of these games, and there's some really remote locations. On a cold, rainy, windy night, anything can happen, man.
Because everything is in Portugal too, right? Because everything is in Portugal for that too. So, and there's only one games, no home and away either.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for Europa and for Champions League. Only one game sentence, because they felt it's not fair for them because it's only in one country.
I see. Okay, well, the COVID.
Yes, and it's not fair for you to have to turn around and play the same team right again in Lisbon again the next day. I mean, in 3 days.
Okay, I see what you're saying, man. I guess that's why they.
So actually, it is March Madness now. If you think about it, it is March Madness in one game scenario.
It's a tournament and basically a neutral site now.
Yeah.
So yeah. Be exciting to watch, man.
And actually, you know what? PSG hasn't played in like 4 months.
It's just hard to say, who's conditioned, who's not. You know what I mean? These guys coming from a lot of different places. Yeah.
I'm surprised they set up the bracket like this. My thing is like, I mean, I know the balls come away, the balls drop, but somebody need to go ahead and change these balls around and move Real Madrid, Man City up top, so you can have that supreme final.
Man, that's what they want. You know what I mean? That's what they want.
I mean, because it's going to – you don't want another Spurs versus Liverpool final, man. That's one of the most boring Champions League finals I've ever seen in my life, dog.
Right. Yeah. It's tough, though, man. That's the draw's the draw.
Yeah, the draw's the draw. I mean, I guess we can just go game by game. I mean, since we can't say who's going to win it all, but we can kind of like say, okay, this game – so you have
call them? Yeah, let's
call it an individual game.
Let's jot down who calls what and then revisit this next pod.
All right. So we got up top. Let me pull up here. Let's do Champions League first. So we have the bracket itself is looking like this. So up top we have RB Leipzig is taking on Atletico Madrid. Now, one of my homies like, man, Leipzig might bring it. I was like, Werner's already going to be gone to Chelsea at this point.
Right.
He's already gone to y'all already. So what kind of Leipzig team are we going to be getting here? We just going to basically have Poulsen and a whole bunch of other cats at this point.
Yeah, I definitely got to put my money on Atletico. Just, I mean, your point's really, really valid. I mean, they could bring in some studs with that money in between now and then. You know, I have no clue on, you know, what the development players, you know, the youth system looks like there. But Atletico, we know the product that they consistently bring to the table. The league is competitive that they play in. So, yeah, I'm going to go Atletico.
All right. And then we have on the other side, PSG. We taking on Atalanta, which is basically the Spurs of this year.
What do you think there, man?
I mean, it's a one-game scenario, but there's no way in hell PSG should let Atlanta beat them.
It shouldn't.
I mean,
on paper,
I mean, if you look at Atlanta's like ride to they barely got into the next qualifying round. They had to have like a miracle game in qualifying to make it. They had a miracle game in the second leg where everybody got COVID. You know, that's why they say everybody got COVID at, right? You know, that's like they said that I was like the beginning of the Italy blowing up with it was that game.
Okay, that's what I was gonna say. That's right around that time where Italy was like exploding with COVID. So.
Yeah, they did a whole thing on Real Sports with Brian Gumbo. That was like literally the beginning of like, because Atlanta had never made the Champions League ever in their history, and then to make it to the round of 16, it was like, you know, everybody was there.
Man, you know, it should be easy to pick this and say PSG, but I'm never really am a firm believer in PSG's abilities. I mean,
they get popped, man. They get popped. I mean, we popped them last year and we shouldn't have.
You know, like they lose a lot of games that they shouldn't. I'm gonna go with Atlanta. You know, for all the different.
You gonna keep the Cinderella story going? The Cinderella story continues.
Roll the dice, man. I'm gonna roll them. I'm gonna roll the dice on them.
The Cinderella story continues.
You gotta have it, man. You gotta have a dark horse.
All right, and then Chelsea versus Bayern Munich. Y'all think y'all can overcome this? What is it? 3-0, 4-0?
Man, you choose your brain or your heart. You know?
or do y'all just pack it up and say we ready for next season coming up?
I gotta go with the badge, man. You know,
so man, is it in Chelsea or is it in Bayern? Is this game Chelsea or Bayern, or is it going to be in Portugal? Because I know Man City, Real is going to be at the Etihad.
Doesn't matter. This is Chelsea we talking about. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, man. Come on, don't ask me.
Is Werner playing in this or not?
I don't believe he is. I don't believe
He's just reporting to the squad at that point, but not playing.
Yeah, exactly. And they just signed the new guy from Ajax. Same scenario. I don't believe he's going to be able to participate. Those rosters should be locked already.
Like you can't be just bringing in new cats on us 2 weeks before, like.
Yeah.
So y'all gonna overcome the 3-0 margin of Bayern.
Listen, man, crazier things have happened, man. that Chelsea club, man, you can't count them out, man. I mean, never out, man.
Okay, all right. Then we got Napoli, Barcelona. That was tied 1-1 going into this one.
I'm thinking there.
What Barca team gonna show up is my question.
Right. Is Messi just out shopping right now? What you doing?
I mean, this Napoli. I mean, I kind of feel like Napoli wants more because I believe Napoli is not even qualifying for Champions League next year.
Probably not.
I think they're on the outside right now.
Playing a very competitive, competitive league over there in the Serie A, man.
And I think they won the Serie A. I think they won the Serie A Cup too. I think they beat Juventus for that. Or was that Inter?
I didn't know that. But
for the Cup. I know Juventus lost to one of them in the final.
I'm not gonna pick against Barcelona, man. On a bad day, they should be able to beat these guys on a bad day.
So then we got Real Madrid, Man City. Man City's up 3-1 on that. In the Etihad, too. That's the only game that's not going to be in Portugal.
This is the game everybody wants to watch.
Yeah, no, this is the most. This is your Super Bowl. This must see TV right here.
Yeah, creme de la creme, I'd say. Man. Ooh, you want to go? You want to pick first?
I go Man City, man. Like you, I mean, it's at Man City too. And there is no fans, of course, but it's still in your locker room. You get to sleep in your bed, get to kick it. You know.
Wow, that's interesting. You picking your rival.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we're supposed to be objective a little bit on this podcast. You know what I'm saying?
I'll put that in there. Okay, yeah, Mr. Objective. I respect that. I'm going Real Madrid, to be honest with you. I think they travel well, man. I think with that kind of talent, I think they travel well. And I feel like this is we've seen this before. We've seen
where somebody overcame a 3-1 goal deficit and
not perform well under the pressure, man. I think Real Madrid is more comfortable under this kind of pressure.
My only thing is this: Man City have something to fight more for since they did not win they did not win the league this year. Or they got a little bit more like they got a little crawl in them a little bit. Like
I don't know, man. A lot of these guys probably looking at like this the last bump in the road before vacation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so you know. Man,
yeah, I mean, but you already had a 3-month vacation already too, though. You could look at it like that as well. Like
that's true too. That's true too.
I'm going Man City with that. Then finally, we got Juventus and Lyon. Lions up 1-0 right now.
I'm gonna go Juventus.
Yeah, me too, man.
I think so.
I think it can get out of that round at least. I think CR will get you a free kick or something off real quick. He's good for getting somebody gonna mess up and give him a PK.
Oh yeah, he'll make something happen. That's a given. He will make something happen.
So how do you defend CR7? Like in your mind, like if you're like Lion, do you just put 3 on him and just fuck it? Dybala's gonna get off. Like I'm just gonna hope Dybala don't have a good game.
I think guys of that caliber, man, it's almost like the Michael Jordan effect, where you're not gonna stop him. You hope to contain him, and you have a team defensive policy, where you're going to pay a lot of attention and you try to man mark them too, where one guy all day you're going to shadow this guy no matter what.
That's what you do. You don't do nothing else. You don't move. You just stay with him.
Yeah, we're going to sacrifice, one of these pawns, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's essentially the only way you can do is try to contain him with a team approach and man mark him.
Is that the same way that you defend Messi as well?
I think Messi's a trickier guy to man mark because he'll just wall pass around you, where Messi's going to use the players around him to navigate and make things happen, where Cristiano is more of a one-man wrecking crew. He'll play the team game, but he also wants to go for the gusto, and
like he'll be like, I'm gonna put you on my back. I'm on
exactly.
Just like I got it. Just get me the ball in here, like right here. I'm going to get it in.
Messi's more ticky-tacky to death, you know what I mean? But with precision, you know what I mean? So.
Yeah. It's really 2 different styles, man. It's just 2 different styles. All right, man. We got finally the Europa League, which Man United is going to win. We just end it right there. We don't even have to even go through the bracket.
Wrap it up.
Man, I mean, we clicking on all cylinders right now, and the only way we lose this is if we don't make top 4 and we just go in there like we just gonna tinker with some stuff.
I like to agree with you on that, but listen, we know Pogba is a prima donna.
But he's in check though. But he's been in check. Bruno's been keeping him in check.
We've seen this movie before. He's gonna be on the back page of one of the UK newspapers. He's gonna, light fireworks in his bathroom. He's gonna DUI ball with some model. It's gonna be some kind of controversy, man.
But we in the quarantine. He good. He gonna be just sitting there in Germany, posted up. He can do nothing. He can't do nothing.
Hey, but I did like the Black Lives Matter fist haircut. Did you catch that he did?
Yeah, man.
I thought that was
Yeah, man. I think we if we don't win, the only way Europa League they want us not to make top four because that's the only way that we gonna come in balling with that. Because I mean, we come in ball. We got something for everybody, man. If you want it, come get it, baby. We finna give it to y'all next week too, man. In this FA Cup, baby. Don't worry, y'all got yours.
classic delusional.
I mean, we've
Okay,
knocked y'all off twice, and I don't see y'all, and that's without Pogba.
and listen, talk about clicking on all cylinders, man. You see what we doing, man? This youth movement. We got the coach from the real talented coach from within.
Mm-hmm.
Our everything is clicking in
Ole
London
is
right
good.
now.
Don't hate on Ole, man.
And we opening up the checkbook as well. Money is not going to be an issue. We going to spend what we need to spend to really be competitive. But I think we'll beat you guys. I think it'll be a good game.
No. It's gonna be a good game. I mean, I think the other side is what Man City, Arsenal. I think is the other side of the FA Cup, right?
Yeah. I think
Arsenal's
Arsenal's
been
done.
playing. Arsenal came out. They were horrible. Now they playing.
Hey, you never know who's going to show up, man. And they got a lot of characters on that team. I
Yeah,
say that.
yeah. I mean,
Stumpy,
Leno's out for the season, right?
he should be. He should be.
And
And then they
Leno is
got
like their best player. I feel like to me is Leno. I mean, he's
yeah.
damn near the best keeper in the league, almost, right?
Their defense is really helter skelter. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? David Luiz, that Brazilian, looked like Sideshow Bob.
Yo,
He can be
wildin'.
super talented and do incredible things, or he could just be like
Pass it right to you. Just pass it right to
He
you.
could be
Like, take it.
J.R. Smith. You know what I mean? J.R. Smith, where you just like, what's going on?
J.R.
He
Smith.
just
That's a
goes
good
off.
example. J.R. Smith.
He just checked out of the game mentally, man. You do it.
Like, come on, man. Like, Arsenal. I mean, is there any team that you look at moving forward, like if this is wrapping up here, like in the EPL where you're like, yo, them cats that nobody thinks about that could be coming up, like challenging for like a Europa League spot, something like where a mid-table team where you'd be like, watch out, these cats is kind of
I see some teams making some moves. Like I see Everton. I think they're highly motivated because you got Liverpool right across the river.
yeah,
It's like, St. Louis East Saint kind
yeah.
of situation. You know what I mean? And they're highly motivated with the success of Liverpool, the history of Liverpool. They're amassing some young talent right now that I think 2, 3, 4 years away, and also cash infusion I'm seeing out there as well. I think that's the dark horse that I see being a middle table, take down one of these Goliaths potentially.
Is it going to become, is the EPL, is Man City changed the league into more of an arms race? Do you feel like that more? Like you spend money, but like Man City's out there like, I'm gonna try to outspend everybody to make y'all bad. Like where y'all just can't keep up with my. It's like big bank, little bank. Like
Yes and no. I almost kind of look at it like they were the Yankees of the 90s to the 2000s, where the Yankees would spend the absolute most money to bring in the absolute best talent. That was kind of your Manchester United. When Manchester City came in was when it was more of a ugly stepbrother sort of situation that had a huge cash investment. That oil, Etihad money came
yeah,
in, airline money came in, and they went from being, the redheaded stepchild to being the biggest dude on the block. And that was the paradigm shift of the league, where really you talk about a top four, you really had a top four, top five when it came to spending, and then everybody else. That's what we kind of had.
Oh, it was something else though too, man. Even I just brought about it, looking at my other notes. You hear about this Harry Kane thing that he may be gone, dog? Did we talk about this earlier?
Oh no, we
No,
before we
yeah,
started,
yeah,
but
yeah. Where do you think
I
he
need
could
to
go? Could he go to Barcelona though, or something?
I don't see it. I don't see him fitting that system. I don't see
Mm,
him fitting that system. You know, I need more information on this Harry Kane, man. I've never, to be honest with you, I'm not just saying this because it looks like his stock is low, but I've never been super, super impressed with him. Sometimes guys just get kind of lucky, and when you got a whole lot of talent around you, you can make somebody that's kind of semi shit look, pretty
yeah.
solid. And I think that's kind of the Harry Kane story. He's not overly athletic. He's not overly creative or, just hot, super off the charts IQ. He's just kind of in the right place at the
So
right
he's a younger
time.
Vardy. He's a younger Vardy.
Yeah, that's a better analogy. But even Vardy, I'd say at least with Vardy, you say pace. I see something physically in him that sets him above the, Kane is almost average vanilla across the board.
Yeah, like
I mean,
I don't get the hype.
Yeah, tell me what he does exceptionally well.
I mean, he's a great finisher.
He's pretty clinical. He's
a good finisher. I mean, he benefits a lot from his wingers too, a lot.
Yeah.
With
That's what I mean.
Son
Like
and
he's
other
getting
dude.
a lot of quality service. You know what I mean? Where guys are putting balls in good situations where I really just got to get a foot or a deflection or a head on it.
Yep, and that's what he's good at though. It's just being right there. Like I'm a tip in, especially them headers, man. He's big good on like just getting that little chip header in on a lob, on a running lob where he's just right there, like boom. It's not like he's gonna hit you up in the right corner or nothing.
But I mean, when you say like, is he a good fit for a Barcelona? I think a striker at Barcelona has to do a lot more than that.
You're saying that they set up. You saying you need a Suarez that's gonna take somebody off the dribble type thing, where
lead the line, run the channels. He's moving defenders, which opens up things for this super creative midfield you have behind him because of this striker's movement. You know what I mean? As well as like ball skills and creativity and seeing things that other players wouldn't necessarily see. I don't see Harry Kane, checking those kind of boxes. So I'd say, nah, he doesn't fit that system.
And before we wrap up, man, I want to give out a shout out to Money Mason Greenwood. The best 18-year-old on the planet Earth right now.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, man, because we didn't talk about him in pre-production. But I saw an article with his name in it, talking about some Italian club offered what they call life-changing money, and he stayed with Manchester United, man. Like, do you think that you guys can hold on to him? Or
yeah, man, we got the paper, baby. We got the paper, baby. We got it, baby. We got it.
Look, you talking about bringing in, Sancho?
Yep. That front,
already got
we got
a super
back.
crowded midfield. You don't have enough spots for all of this talent.
Yes,
Somebody's
we do, baby. The dream team is enough spots on the dream team for everybody. There's enough spots for everybody out there, man.
And the last thing you want to do when you're a young player, is ride the bench. And
he's not gonna ride the bench though. He took Mata's spot. He took Lingard's spot. He helped us out because we selling all these cats. Lingard already finna go to West Ham. He just helped expedite this fire sale we got off the bench. Phil Jones gone. But all these cats I wanted to get up out of here. He just helped it out.
Don't be surprised if he pulls a Jordan Sancho. You know what I mean? And say, hey, I can go to a different league, make a boatload of money, and then come back. Maybe that's the path.
I mean, he could though, but we still got to check, baby. We go to check what you want. we sliding it to you. I walk out the room. You write down what you want. I'll take it. We'll take it down to billing.
He's not even a guaranteed starter right now.
Yes, he is. Who's gonna start over him?
Oh, Greenwood.
Who's gonna start over Greenwood?
But you got both of your strikers in front of him, Martial and
they starting with him right now.
But that's because what's his name was Rashford.
Rashford's playing with our front line is Rashford, Greenwood, Martial right now.
Oh wow! Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all cats is hurting on these streets, baby.
So then what you got? Okay, that's the top three.
Yep.
Then what? Fernandes.
So we got Fernandes, Pogba, and Matic on the next three, and then our back four is Wisaka, Shaw, Maguire, and Lindelof.
Does the formation has to change to make room for Sancho though? That's
Matic comes off the bench now, baby. That's all we need.
It's gonna be interesting, man.
You know what I'm saying? He just come off the bench, baby. Like we already got it set up.
It sounds good, man.
No, I'm telling you, the best midfield in Europe. You can't tell me that better midfield.
No.
And on top of that, I was even marketing wise. I was like, dude, I need to send a marketing. Think about this. Almost the whole front line is black.
Yeah, no, and I do like that. Definitely. I'm behind
the whole.
That.
But it's gonna be a lot of leagues. This teams that's gonna have a whole front line black coming up because there's a lot of players coming up.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely, man. Definitely,
And
definitely. I
this is
mean,
something I'm glad, as my last thought, that people getting to see a lot of these other black players with the shutdown. Like a lot of people like hitting me up like, yo, I didn't know these many black dudes play soccer. Like that it was brothers like that. I was like, dude, like we've been telling y'all
no,
it's
that's
out there.
absolutely a absolute super valid point, man, to end on. This shutdown has really allowed people to kind of see how many brothers is involved in this game, love this game, watch this game. It's a huge market, man, and a huge wealth of talent in the next generation that's going to change this game for the better.
Yeah, because I think this Champions League, man, this is gonna be UEFA's time to really shine. They gotta really roll out that plan with the way they pull it out, because this is everybody's gonna want what I mean, it's gonna be in August. What else is gonna be going on? Football probably not gonna happen now. They're looking like college football's not
Man,
happening.
shake.
You got everything right there in front of you. NBA is the only thing that's gonna be, and that's gonna be later in the evening. You're gonna have the whole day. Every day you're gonna
We
have
can
from 11 to 4 every day.
we could look at this as a defining moment where soccer took another leap in the hierarchy here in the U.S. And
I think I
maybe,
think soccer's gonna take over baseball in a second, dog. Sooner than we
man,
think. Sooner than we think, man.
yeah, and that's the funny thing where you're seeing the black players in baseball dwindle to almost nothing with an
Mm-hmm.
incredible boom of African, descendant people in the soccer world. So man, maybe that's the pendulum shift.
Yeah. Where can everybody hit you up online, man?
Man, at Phoenix Piff on Twitter, man, that's my number one spot, man. Definitely, appreciate everybody
No
listening,
IG or nothing.
tuning
No,
in.
you got no IG. You ain't
No,
jump
I
on.
don't do that, man. I'm not super big on the social, man. Twitter's where I'm at.
All right, thank y'all for listening, man. This has been good. We'll be back next week. We got because next week is after FA Cup.
Yeah, and then MLS, we should get to see a lot of those
Yeah,
clubs and
yeah,
see.
yeah, yeah. Because they're playing group stages right now, right?
They had the first game Thursday, and then I think we got multiple games today, if I'm not
Yeah, it's
mistaken.
it's
Like
a lot of low scoring games I saw early though. A lot of
the
1-0s.
first one was 0-0, man, but there were chances though. So it's like
Okay, I didn't see
sometimes
the
you got the
games.
game 0-0, you don't see no chances, but lots of chances that you just couldn't put in the back of the net. Kudos to the goalkeepers.
Yeah, yeah, man.
Damn, did I lose you?
No, no, no. I'm here. I'm
Oh,
here.
you froze up.
Yeah,
There you go. Okay,
because
boom.
Zoom, man, be on that, man. But yeah, man, thank y'all for listening as always. We'll be back soon. Peace.